We're live.
Yay.
Woo woo. It's another Thursday night.
That's right.
And we're back.
Back where we belong.
You guys, I look forward to Thursday nights every week now.
I know. This is where we catch up. We have our opportunity to sort of slow down, and it always feels so good to be here with you guys.
Yes, it does. Starting to feel better.
Right?
I really missed you guys. I really missed it the last 2 weeks. I feel like I was missing out on
trouble hearing Jen.
No, we missed you. That's for sure.
Can you hear me now, Jaris?
Can't hear you.
Can't hear me at all?
I can hear you.
It's quiet.
I can't.
Hang on. Let me see.
You
if I
can't
can
hear it at all?
Is that better? Can you hear me now?
I could hear you the whole time, so I don't know.
Jaris, can you hear her?
Welcome to live.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Can you hear us, everybody?
Kelly, can you hear me okay?
Oh, we got some comments. Oh, I'm so used to using my iPad where I can just click.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey. Our friends are here.
Yes,
They're
everybody.
here.
Part of the best part too is you're gonna see your peeps, and it's awesome.
Yeah. That's definitely cool.
My gosh, I can't keep up.
Yeah.
I know.
What's up, everybody?
Hi everyone, we'll get caught up.
Oh,
Okay, they
Dorothea
said they can
says
hear
yes,
us.
they
All
can hear
right,
her.
good.
oh, there's so many comments.
I know.
Bad.
It's coming in so
What's up, Bill?
I'm crying.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Thank you for being here.
Oh my gosh,
Jenny.
this is fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Anybody want to know what we want to talk about tonight? What do we want to start with?
I'm gonna start with how was your week?
Want me to go?
Go.
Go for it.
This week from last Thursday, interesting, busy. I still have a lot of personal things going on in my life where I'm trying to add balance and add structure to free me up. I run several businesses and I want to free up my time so I can do what I really want to do. And I'm having trouble with some of my employees and just the timing being off. But other than that, I'm all right, just trying to slow things down, to live in the moment, trying not to be too excited about the future, just kind of understanding what I have going on now. But this week, no complaints so far.
Good.
A great thing.
Agreed.
Yes.
Well, I'll go. So guys, I think I shared with you last week.
I can't hear Jen.
Can anybody else hear me or not?
I can hear you.
I
Yeah.
can hear you fine.
Okay. Cap, I'm sorry. I wish you could hear me. I think I shared with you guys last week what I had going on and kind of the month it is for me. And I recognized because on the 6th is the day I found out of cancer. And the 27th is the day I had my first surgery. And I didn't realize until this year, here's 8 years later, guys, I didn't realize how much emotionally that I hadn't let go of yet. And I'm grateful that it's all coming together now and all the layers are being peeled back. But I'll be honest, today was one of those days that one of the layers just was like, whoosh, and it was like an emotional day where you have 8 years of stuff that it's like, hello, we're coming out today. And I was on the phone with Mike at one point and Christy at one point, just bawling, just trying to pull it together. And the reason I'm saying that for everybody listening is it's in moments like this that I wouldn't have been able to sit here right now and say that as freely. And I think that I'm grateful. I don't think it, I know it, but I'm grateful that this is why I think we're here, is to share this with everyone, to say that these are the things we live for. These are the things that people need to hear. Some days are just some days suck. And today is one of those days that one trigger after another just it's stacked and it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So there's that. But on the really brilliant side of things, and really amazing things, for me, thank you, Brian. For me, you guys know that I'm writing my fiction series, and I've had an amazing week in the midst of everything of getting out 2 chapters in a matter of the last, which has been awesome. And Kat, to your point about employees, that was actually one of my huge triggers today when talking to one of my clients about some of our employees. So we should regroup on that one. I don't know if you can hear me, so I'll recap that later. But all in all, good week in lessons and studying people and understanding people and knowing what we can bring them as well has been enlightening for sure.
You always have such a great take on that, Jen. Like you always are so mindful of being grateful for what you're learning from others. And I think that's just hugely important for all of us. I mean, we're learning from one another all the time. And, was talking, I actually was able to talk to Raquel this morning because we're in the same time zone, but, about that balance, that give and take, that willingness to receive, as well as, knowing that what you're giving, you're going to get so much more back, and really appreciating that in every interaction, you're gaining something. As much as you're giving, you're gaining. And I think it's really important, especially when you are a person who gives and connects with people. It can be draining, right? If you don't remember that it's not all about you giving. It's not a one-sided thing at all, ever. So I always appreciate your perspective on that.
Thank you for that, Nancy. I appreciate that.
No, of course. It's like a mutual admiration club here. Like, that's the whole thing. I love you. I love you. I love you. It doesn't get any better.
Agreed.
Yet
or not?
I can hear you now, Jen. I can't hear you now, Nancy. So.
Oh no. Deal.
Can everybody hear all of us?
I'm gonna jump back out and try to
question. Yeah, can everybody else hear all of us?
Right.
Now we just
I'm
wait.
assuming they can, since we can hear each other. So it's one of those like research advice. Oh, who did? I didn't see it.
No, I'm saying nobody has, so I think we're safe. So go.
No, yeah, nobody said it. Yeah, I think we're fine. Yeah. Brian's got us all. Thank you, Brian. Okay, great. Awesome.
Okay, so go, Kelly. You haven't been here for 2 weeks, so
I haven't been here.
It's so good to have you back.
Yeah, it's really good to be back. I had kind of a rough couple of weeks, to be completely honest. I feel like I'm getting back on track, back on the road. So I'm feeling better, a lot better. So yeah, today was a really good day. Super productive and just like heart good for my heart, not only was it like productive work wise, but like it was really I feel like happy. I feel happy. Let's say that. That's good.
That.
Thank you, Brian. Yeah, but I definitely being here. I have a tendency to, when I'm having a rough time, I crawl in my turtle shell, and that's not always the best way to deal with things. I'm very internal, and so sometimes I just I need time to process on my own. But occasionally I just like end up in this deep hole, and people are like, "Are you okay? Where are you?" You know. So having y'all as a support group, and several of you reached out to me. Thank you for that. I need to stay in my group and in the safe zone, and not crawl in my turtle shell so often when things get hard.
Well, the difference now, and I don't know what it was before, is you can crawl in there, but we're all going to shove ourselves in there with you.
You are the truth, right?
So feel free, you know, but it's gonna get pretty crowded in there.
Yep, I love that.
Welcome to have you back. Because I'm a retreater too. I tend to be like I pull back, and you know, in some ways I have to do it. Some ways it's me gathering my energy and just processing the things that I need to process. But I feel like the woman from Poltergeist, where she wraps the rope around her when she goes in, you know, knowing that like I'm never going to get too lost because I'm anchored and tied to, you know, people that are not going to let that happen. And that's now retreating feels like a little bit of a safer space because of that. I appreciate that. I'm definitely a go inward. Yeah.
As am I often. But to your point, I think that there's a place for both. There's a time, at least for me anyway, that I need to just look internally and say, how do I need to resolve this for me? And there's a time that for me, I need to just say, okay, guys, I'm drowning, pull me out.
Yeah, right.
It's a humongous turtle shell. It doesn't matter what size it is. We're all gonna make ourselves.
Thanks for the
No boundaries. Sorry. Not when it comes to the people I'm lioness about. So that's right. Yeah. Okay, sorry. I'm saying.
Hi, Mike. I think it's your turn. How's your day?
Good. Unexpected. Actually, I spoke to all four of you today. I just realized that.
It's a good day.
It was a great day. It was a really good day. I'm still processing, but it was a really good day. I don't really have anything else to say. It was just a really good day.
Good. That's all right. That's good. And Nancy's on the phone, so she can't tell us about her day right now.
I answered because it's my youngest niece, and we were talking earlier today. She's been getting acceptances to college, and she was waiting for one today. And she's awesome because she just I picked up the phone. And she goes, I don't want to call myself a Dean Scholar at Brandeis or anything, but
Oh.
she's got so many good questions. It's amazing. It's and she's got the best attitude about it. And she's not one of those kiddos who thinks there's only one right place for her. So she's not stressing about it. She's actually like enjoying the process, which is very cool. Oh, it's so fun. I wish I could put you on speakerphone. I can hear you.
I don't be listening from Davis, but I don't even care.
And where are your top two? Go ahead. You're on speakerphone now. Everybody's hearing you.
Who's everybody?
Everybody is, well, there's the people on my island of
The whole world, actually.
Mike, Kelly, Jaris, Jen, and then you've got everybody who's listening to the show live. And Brian says congratulations. Bill says congratulations.
Oh my God, I did not know you were in the middle of something.
Doesn't matter. I love you.
It's only on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. No big deal.
Right? I just said it's only on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Don't worry about it. It's live right now. Hang on, I'll put you back on speaker. You can say thank you. Now you're on speaker again.
Sorry, what?
You're on speaker again.
I am on speaker?
Yes, Maria says congratulations. Bill Bradford says go kid.
Thank you. To all of these people that I don't know.
It's okay. They're supporting you without even knowing you.
That's always a good thing.
Brian decided to let you know that there's 785 million people on LinkedIn, so no big deal.
Go. No problem. Brian wanted you to know that don't worry, because there's only 785 million on LinkedIn people. So you're good. Your secret's safe with us. All right, I love you. Go celebrate with others. Talk to you later. Bye. Yay!
So the realization that I just had is I have no clue how to process good.
Yeah, you live in a land of chaos, huh? We get
Yeah.
used to living in chaos. It's hard to then live in calm. I've totally experienced that, and I remember actually going to my therapist. The time change. I'm sorry, these weird light things that I'll have to work out. But I remember going to my therapist one day and being like, I almost whispered it, like, I think I'm good. Like I think I'm like I didn't want to like I think I'm good, but like I don't know what this is, and I'm afraid to say anything. And like and we had a conversation about like learning to live without the chaos. Like really learning to live without that as your barometer for being alive. And it's a transition. It definitely is a transition.
Yeah, and I think that's something we all, we created this space for that. And I know, speaking for myself, that's something I battle with as well, Mike. I mean, for the most part, things are pretty much good on my end. I have little days when I get upset or, things don't go my way or how I would like them to go. But for the most part, just reflecting, I really don't have anything to complain about at all. My life has been great, actually. And to say good is like, that's a word that I need to start being thankful for and to be more appreciative, because it could be worse.
Oh, it could be a whole lot worse, right?
So how do we start processing the good and or accepting that or even recognizing it?
And being at peace with the good.
Mm-hmm. You got to trust that it's not going to go away. Yeah. Even if it wanes, it's not going away.
I battle the line. Well, I have in the past historically battled the lines of saying good when I really want to say it's not really a good day. So I've learned for me to develop different words for me so that I know good is actually, it's really a good day. And it's not just a mask. So.
Yeah.
What other words? Like what? Give me an example.
Yeah. So, and one thing that I say, especially for when I know people in my life that are saying, it's all right day, it's a good day, I'll just ask, I say, can you give me other emotions besides good? Can you give me other emotions you're currently feeling right now? And that tends to develop the conversation and the depth of the people I'm talking to. And often I'll be able to pull out thoughtful, or like for me, it's usually I'm peaceful, I'm thoughtful. When I'm good, I'm usually thoughtful. I have something I'm pondering. There's something that's not fully developed yet. And for me, it's also really helped with my employees to just say, okay, give me other words that describe good. And it's helped point me as to if there's something really not okay, or if they're really good and they're just, yeah, sure, I'm really good. So, did that help?
Yeah, got it. Makes sense.
I'm always good, but will I allow myself to feel the great? Like I think that sometimes it's hard because you have to feel that you're deserving, right? Of that greatness, that happiness, that joy, that contentment, that feeling stable, that feeling grounded, whatever it is that day that you're experiencing. It takes awareness. It takes practice. It takes being able to, one of my affirmations this week was like, I receive and accept. Like, it's not that I what I receive, but I accept it. I don't know, I'm worthy of it. I don't need to question it. I don't need to understand it. But that piece of knowing, that you're to be able to take it in because it's true, right? And that it's not, like I said earlier, it's not going away. It may wane. We have good days and bad days, but it's not going away. And so we can lean into it. It's not abandoning us. It's not like, oh, if I feel happy for this minute and it goes away, I'm never going to find it again, and that's going to be awful. Or, if I step into this joy today, that, maybe that's what is my undoing, right? Because I've lived in this place of so long where it's hard to hope for that or believe that that's happening. But I think that's for me a big one, is that I just know that it's not a temporary state.
Mhm.
All those good things, all the places I can live without the chaos and just be in my world, they don't happen by accident. I've worked really hard for them, and they're not going away. They're there for me to appreciate, have gratitude for, and enjoy and live in.
And I
Yeah,
think
I think.
that's a
Go ahead, Jaris.
no. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, it's about living in the moment and having happiness and joy being more of a permanent state, a state of like things instead of being reactionary. That happiness is a choice, right? That we choose to be happy and living in the present instead of letting the fear of the future impact where we are in the moment.
Yeah, I think something that I'm dealing with, I'm very self-aware, Kelly. In the moment, I know what's going on, but I think part of my problem is I'm trying to get to a destination, as we talked about last week, instead of just letting things happen. I think that's where I'm kind of like irritated that I'm still having to, like I told Mike today, deal with these employees. I'm still having to physically work when I thought I had got away from that. So I guess it's like the biggest battle is between the mind anyway, what I'm understanding about myself. And I feel like that's something that I have to, I'm guessing I need to spend more time alone to organize my mind to be able to know, okay, I may not be where I think I should be or where the direction I'm headed, but to still be grateful for the hard work. I work very hard, and I don't never take time to, because it's okay. I don't need a pat on the back, but at the same time, Mike, when you said that, like, good, I felt when you said that, like, I don't even recognize how good the things are, how well that we're doing.
So, Jaris, you were saying like you go back, like you feel like you passed this, and then you go back to it, and that's frustrating for you. But what does revisiting it teach you or remind you? Like, what does being back there give you? You're there for a reason.
I never really thought about it. I guess it's like the people that I'm working with, they need me to a certain extent because I'm showing them. I give you a perfect example. We had a little small situation today with and to me it was just a misunderstanding. But I noticed they were like very upset, like, oh my God. They like, you always tend to handle these problems so well. How do you do that? And then my cousin was right there with me. He said, we are learning from you. He said, you got it. And he said, we're picking it up slowly. And he said, I'm glad to see you handle those situations because I would have handled it different if you hadn't been up here. And he told me by me handling the situation I did, it showed him how he needs to go handle a situation. And he wouldn't left and took care of whatever it was. And I never even asked him. So I guess to answer your question, it's still work to be done.
And you're building leaders in doing that.
Mm-hmm.
They're seeing you lead and they're learning from you, which is the best way to lead people is let them learn from seeing you do it.
Mm-hmm.
I called Mike today. I was frustrated, but I like how Mike handled me. He didn't feed into it. You heard my concern, and you was like, all right, what about this business that we got to talk about for next week? And I appreciate you because if you had said anything, pump me up a little bit, I might have went on the deep end. So I just appreciate your calmness. And I'm guessing too, what I'm learning now, I'm not alone. I have other people that I can call that I trust now outside of my normal circle who don't know, a lot of times people just hear my side of the story or other people's side of the story. But I guess I got to start trusting the relationships that I have built and use them for what they're worth.
I think there's a lot there, actually.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think those moments are really valuable. And it's easy to get frustrated. I get it. Totally get it. But at the same time, what I heard you say is you're leading by example. You're teaching by doing.
Mm-hmm.
You're building capacity in others. You are becoming more aware, right? Even though you are a very aware person, in some ways, I think sometimes those are little like hip checks to like, a course correction in a way, or just to remind you like, nope, keep going. This is why you're doing it. So as frustrating as it can be, I think there's just inherent value to you and the people around you that you do revisit those places.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to my talk. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. But universe, hey, I wouldn't mind having one of those.
But deeper than that, what you're creating is you're building other leaders, and because you're leading by example, because you're living by example, because you're breathing as an example, because you are following through as an example, you are creating other self-aware leaders, and that is how your ripple effect will be felt for everywhere. And that is the magic, right? Because that's how you reach more than your own personal capacity, is by creating those that can ripple your ripple effect.
I like that. Created those who can ripple my ripple effect. Never thought about it like that, Jen.
Well, it's interesting because I always have been saying recently, like, I can't be an army of one, right? Every time I speak, every time I share my story, every time someone hears it and is moved by it, I am increasing, right, my message through others, whether it's them having the opportunity to tell themselves, or people I've talked to. I had an amazing conversation with Sima Dillon this week, and after hearing my story, she basically is like, here are my next openings. Which one do you want? It's yours. Take it. How can we use my platform to have the most impact and get this out there and this information out there, right? And so my army of one, which has grown beyond army of one, is now not only army of two, but everyone that hears that, right, is out there. And so I think that's the thing. You need that ripple effect of you.
That's right.
Because we have our limits. We have our capacity, right? But it doesn't mean we don't have the ability to pass that on to someone else to continue to amplify.
Well said.
Every once in a while.
That the more that we keep showing up, and the more that it's like the conversation we had before we started the show, and your topic about the why on your post today, right? Like, even with your employees, they may not pick it up right away, but the more you keep showing up, and the more that you keep being you, and the more that you keep leading, there's going to be that moment that they also switch as well, and they finally get the message that they've seen 100 times before, in just maybe a different way, in a different setting, in a different environment.
So would it be safe to say that I need to embrace the role that I'm in and not look for in destiny or in destination, to just continue to perform?
I'm personally a believer, and I'm curious to know everything. I believe it's twofold. For me, it's always energetically just knowing, in the knowing of that I know that the universe is going to have my back as long as I keep taking the right actions. And then the second is taking the right actions towards my goals, taking the right actions towards what I want to achieve. And for me, if I'm doing both of those, then eventually I'm going to get to where I want to go.
Gotcha.
I also like that it reminds me of why I'm doing this, who I'm doing it for. Mm-hmm. I am. There's an inherent value to me, of course, right, for doing it. But when I'm with people who are not where I'm at, and see them grow, and they have the opportunity to take it in, or even you have the gift of someone reflecting back to you, like your cousin did, like in words in the moment, it reminds me why I do what I do. why I continue to, you know, tell my story and, you know, show up for the shows and talk about the topics and show up for the people I love, because it's making a difference. It is impacting people. And sometimes I need to take a step backwards, quote unquote, to remind myself of that, to be reminded of that. It's easy to feel drained and wonder why, right?
Yeah.
And want answers and reassurances.
Yeah.
The universe, the less I search for answers, because I think it's an Indigo Girl song, the less I search, the closer I am to find.
And I noticed something about me. I have to get back into that with the universe, back searching, asking to receive, because I just got comfortable. And I, of all people, know better than to get comfortable, you know, especially the mission that I'm on and my day-to-day activities. And I just, you know, I work so hard and I push so much that sometimes I just feel like things should just automatically just go a certain way. And I'm learning that, you know, the universe, it doesn't work like that.
We make plans and the universe laughs. That's, you know.
Yeah. So do we not make plans? What do we do?
I think we create things that we want to manifest and we see them and we energize them. But, you know, I always, at the end of it, I'm like, but I'm open to whatever you see as being right for me, right? Because maybe I have it all planned out and I think I know how it's going to look. And it doesn't unfold that way. Does that mean I don't recognize it as good? Does that mean I don't recognize it as happening? I don't know. But when I have a plan and I think it's going to work that way, and that's the only way I'm willing to accept it or see it or be grateful for it, that's when the universe laughs at me. Mm-hmm. That's when the universe is like, oh, honey, sit down. You need a timeout. You know, like, how dare you get your ego out of this? This isn't, this isn't about you. This is going to unfold. This is going to happen. And the less I find myself tied to the knowing and how it looks, the more it flows, the more it happens. I wouldn't have, I didn't. Mm-hmm.
No, keep going. You're on a roll.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I didn't picture my path, my journey looking like this. Like this was nowhere in what I envisioned, but I 300,000% know it's exactly the way it's supposed to be happening.
I think just like what you're saying, it's about detaching from the outcome. Having goals and ambitions and wanting to manifest certain things, that's great. But just detach from the outcome and whatever is of the highest good, that's the answer, right? You can absolutely, like, without goal and ambition, then we're lost, right? And where are we going? We're just wandering around blindly, right? We have to, you intuitively have a feeling, know where you're supposed to be headed. You just have to let go of what it's going to look like when you get there. And maybe there's a better, higher plan than what you have planned, but at least be headed somewhere.
Well, and the universe can only match your efforts, right? So if you're sitting there waiting and not doing anything, it's not going to happen. It can only, the universe is waiting to match your effort. That's my thing, is like, to me, it's, if I meet the universe's effort, right? I can't sit around and wait for everything and feel entitled to it.
Agreed.
Ooh, that entitlement.
Entitlement. Oh, that's a insidious one.
Yep.
I don't think I feel, well, I guess certain things I do feel entitled to, but I guess that entitlement comes from, if I am entitled to something, I guess that comes from me putting the work in to have the access to be entitled to certain things. But I guess what y'all are talking about is entitlement on the next level, And I think I guess me not being aware of it and y'all showing me, pointing me in that right direction that I guess to a certain degree, I do think, you know, I deserve some things to come my way, you know, and just being honest, that is a problem of mine. I do feel like, you know, at certain times, I do feel like certain things should go my way, you know.
Yeah.
But
That's when the universe is saying, no, son, you think it's going to go your way, but it's not.
Right.
But I think there's a difference. Like there's deserving versus worthy, or I don't know. Like to me, and maybe I'm narrowly defining it. Deserving is where you feel like it's owed to me, but I haven't necessarily done what I need to do to have earned it. Do you know what I mean? Like what you feel is you deserve is because you've worked for it. You've put in the work. You have set yourself up for it to come to you. Right? That to me is different than that feeling of entitlement of like, it's mine, I deserve it, and but I shouldn't have to do anything for it because I deserve it. I don't know. I don't necessarily have, you know, the best words to describe it, but to me, there's a difference. There is a difference. And yeah, when I sit around and I'm like, hey, like this isn't unfair, this should be mine. Yeah, the universe is when it puts me into timeout.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, well, what have you done for it? Are you really ready for it? Because if I have that attitude, I don't think I'm really ready for it. That's how I judge it.
Uh-huh. I think that there's this balance though too between, you know, the energy of the like hustle energy. Like if I just work hard enough, I'll get it, right? And in that, I think that creates that kind of expectation of this is what's going to happen because I worked so hard versus the energy of allowing, right? I've put in, I've taken the necessary steps, and I'm going to allow the universe to deliver, God, the universe, whatever you believe in, to deliver what's appropriate for me, right? And it rather than I've done, you know, that hustle mentality that we have been programmed with, that I have to work harder than everybody else, and I have to, you know, in order to get. And when I do that, when I work harder than everybody else, then I'm going to be more successful. Then I'm going to get where I want to be, rather than just taking those next right steps and allowing the universe, God, whatever you believe in, to deliver those things that are right for you.
So let me ask you this. How do I put myself in that space to allow?
You know the answer.
Yeah.
What is the answer? Sorry, you know.
As a crazy guy.
What is the
crazy
answer?
guy in Europe.
What do you say, Mike?
Crazy guy in Europe. As a crazy guy in Europe tells me all the time, get the fuck out of your way.
I mean, I'm hearing y'all, but how do I do that? I
Tell
like
us.
what Kelly's saying. You know, you come from somebody that has a
He's
hustle
told me that about
attitude.
20,000 times. That's the only reason it made sense.
Jaris,
It's
how do you
literally
get
that.
Sorry, Mike.
It's literally that simple. You literally just get out of the way. You have to remove your humanness and your human self from the process. It is not easy. It is not simple. It is the hardest thing in the world for me to do. And I'm not great at it still, but I've put a hell of a lot of work into doing nothing, and it's kind of working. Like, I'm literally just getting out of the way and letting it flow.
Give me a step.
I'm starting to not question.
Give me a step. Like, I'm hearing you. It sounds like, okay, get out of my way. But how do I get out of my way? I'm so used to.
So here's the step, Jaris. Next time something comes up and you don't know what to do, get the fuck out of the way and allow it to work itself out. Like, have faith in what you've put out there and those around you that it's going to work the way it needs to work. You've already put the work in, so you need to allow it to happen. And this is coming from probably one of the biggest overthinkers on the planet that breaks down every detail of every second of my life. And I do this to the point that I make myself insane. It is the hardest thing in the world for me to do. But it really is that simple. And it drives me nuts because I can't break it down, because it's literally as simple as just knowing that it's all the way it's exactly meant to be. it's all going to fall into place.
So my question to you is, you know the answer, right? You already know the answer. And again, yeah, you answer your own question. What would you say to one of us that asked? You've been in that place before. Like, what got you there? What allowed you to just be there and yeah, get into that space of just allowing, just getting out of the way? And what is the answer? Because I don't know that it's the same for all of us.
No.
Agreed.
So
And it's not the same for every situation.
for us, what would you tell us? And maybe you'll find your answer in that.
What you think, Jen?
Yeah, this has been one that I've had to actively work on, Cap, because I was similar to Mike, like always working, going, doing. And even in my coaching the last year and a half, the less anxious I am to building that, and the more that I just focus on the conversation and my intent and the greater good of what I'm accomplishing, the quicker that it's flowing, to Michael's point, and the more that it's growing naturally. To be honest with you, I have done no active development with my coaching, and I've gained more active coaching clients, gratefully, by just continuing those conversations and getting my word out there and being in the conversation and being present to every single person that I'm talking to. That's what I call allow, and that's what's working for me. I've not refined it. Like when I look at my book, I want it done and now, and I got to be taking action. So I think that there's still work and action to do in it. But yeah, the best way I can describe for me is intent and being present and just knowing as long as I'm having those right conversations that it's all going to work out.
Sometimes I ask myself, what is it like when I'm faced with a situation? What does this look like if I'm controlling it versus what does this look like if I'm allowing? And if you go the control path, right, then you're attached to the outcome, and then you're going to try and I'm a controller, right? What does this look like if I control and get my way and manipulate the situation to get my way versus what does this look like if I just sit back and allow?
I like that.
And I was just typing with a couple of things that helped me. I'm gonna give you the direct answer, right? Which works for me. I can't say that it's going to work for you. I remind myself 2 words: allow and flow, right? And I keep telling myself, I don't need to know. This is a game I play. I don't like to the universe. Like I don't need to know, but if I get a vote, and then I put out what I hope or wish it is, and I want it to be. Right. Yeah. And so I get a little bit of both. Like, I don't need to know. If I get a vote, if I get a say, this is what I think is happening. This is what I see happening. This is what I desire to have happen with this.
Makes sense.
But it has to resonate for you.
Yeah, I think somewhere I got caught up in the control, not like, you got to do this and that, but just the control of creating, planning, preparing. And I really haven't set time for allowing.
Yeah. And I think that's the curse of awareness, right? Up until you get really aware, it just happens. And then you get to this place of being really aware, and we, like Mike says, we almost get in our own way, right? Because, and I think I said this to you on the Sunday show, you weren't conscious of every step that was going to bring you to here, right? But now that you're aware, you feel like you should know and you should plan and you should take advantage. But the reality is what brought us to the place we are now, in most cases, was not something that we took clean, careful action steps toward. Again, it's that manifesting, seeing it, believing in it, and living it, right, until it arrives. The belief that it's already there. It's already there. It's waiting for me to catch up with it. It's waiting for me to arrive.
Y'all working on me. Y'all been working on me the last 2 weeks.
But working on you helps me for what it's worth. It helps me, right? I'm telling you all these things that are in my head, but saying them out loud gives them a different energy. And as I talk through them, they shift and move and refine and things happen to them. So it is, like I said before, as much as I'm giving, I'm receiving at the same time.
That's what's so great about these conversations, is we're mirrors for each other, right? What you're going through is helping me. What is it that through our transparency, others are transformed, right? You're being transparent about your journey. It's helping all the four of us, and then probably everybody watching, right? It's working on you, but it's working on us too.
So just to kind of recap, this is something I've been dealing with and why I got y'all attention. Mike, you're just saying, just get the hell out of my own way, right? So I wanted to try to, because I heard what everybody's saying, what's working for you, Nancy, may not work for me, but I'm going to borrow what Jen said and what you're saying, Kelly, and put it to my own recipe to try to figure out a way, what's preventing me from getting out of my own way? Like, what routines and strategies have I been building my whole life up until this point that has stopped me from being able to say, you know what, you really don't have control anyway. So just trust the process, trust the work that you've been putting in this time, and allow things to happen. Because I do need a break. And I think this will, allowing things to happen, will give me a break, a breath of fresh air, and I won't be so tired during the day because I won't be consciously trying to control things that I don't have control over anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You have influence, but you don't have control.
Right.
Control. Wow. I love that.
You're the best thing for my ego, Jaris. No one makes me feel like I am more brilliant.
But I'll be honest with y'all, right? So I got like a few people that I can't talk to, you know, but I appreciate this space because, I mean, I hate to say it, but it's like the people that I used to be around, it was like, you know, I couldn't have these conversations with, you know, and if we did, it was always brief for whatever reason, you know, hitting and running and passing. But I appreciate this space because this is what I need at this particular time of my life. I feel like everything else is all right, but I appreciate you all having friends that I can talk to, that I can rely on. Mike, you don't know, man. You saved somebody's life today. I was looking for an outlet to kind of show off a little bit, and I don't know if you know it or not, but when I called him today, he was just so cool. Like, yeah, man, what happened? He was smooth, and you know, we got back to business. But I appreciate you not feeding into that because that was just me wanting to show off because everything is going my way, and I think that when things do go my way for a certain period of time, that I do want to have a reason to have an attitude or have a reason to be negative. And I don't know if that's just because of my program or the way I was brought up or whatever the case may be, but that's something I know I got to work on.
I think sometimes we need an outlet for that energy too.
Right.
And give ourselves permission to have all of those feelings and energies as well. I mean, we're human. You know, and that's why I actually, again, with the conversation I had with Simon, I was telling her, and you know, how I have gratitude for all of it. I have gratitude for we're not family friendly, every shitty fucking moment, right, of it. And that took a lot of work, but it changed things for me when I could have gratitude. And she just looked at me and said, I can't have gratitude for that. I don't know how you have gratitude for that. That child didn't deserve it. And I very sincerely looked at her. I said, that's why I have people like you in my life, because you can hold on to that. If I held on to that, it would destroy me. But she's not wrong. That little girl didn't deserve any of it. But if I stayed in that place, you know, and that's what propelled her to say, take my show for the day. That's how can we be most impactful? So, I think acknowledging those energies and whether we have them in ourselves or have to release them, or people carry a little bit of that for us.
Yeah.
Hi, Cole.
Hey, Cole.
All right. So what was the best thing that happened this week? Like, what made you laugh? What made you just fall out, feel light, giggle, remind you of the kid inside of you? Like what was it this week?
I would pick my children up over the weekend, and I would just ride with them. We always joke and play, and I asked my daughter, I said, what's one thing that I need? And she looked right at me in all seriousness. She said, your stimulus check. And I just looked at her and I said, where in the world did you get that from? I mean, she's only 6 years old. For her to be that aware. And I was like, you know what? That literally made my whole weekend.
Yep.
That's awesome.
That's without a beat too, I'm sure. Your stimulus check.
Do y'all know who Salt Bay is?
Yeah.
Did Nancy and Jen, have y'all heard of Salt Bay?
No.
Okay, so he went viral recently. He's like a chef kind of, but he's like very flamboyant in his delivery. Like he'll come to your table and like cut the steak, and he like throws the salt on the steak, and like it's this whole deal. And he's just got the marketing thing figured out. So he went viral with this, and now it's like he's just all. If you just Google #Salt Bay, you'll like see all of this stuff. Like he cuts the steak with the knife, and he does a salt thing, and he'll pick up a piece with the knife, and he'll like feed it to the woman at the table in front of her husband or boyfriend or whatever. Like it's a whole thing. So anyway, last night we went to his restaurant, and he just opened a restaurant here in Dallas, and it's ridiculous. Like they have this cheeseburger that's $300 because it's covered in gold foil, like just like silliness, ridiculous. And I was trying to so I have a video. He came to our table twice to like serve different things that we ordered, and I was trying to upload the video because it's so good. But I think I might just try and play it on my phone and show y'all. Okay, hold on.
Oh, hey. Hi. How'd that happen?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think
Hang on.
Kelly did. I think Kelly did it backwards.
Yeah.
Now Kelly's not in it at all.
Kelly's not in at all. Do you not want to be in, Kelly? Okay,
I
there you go.
removed
Like,
myself.
okay, bye. The advice to go back to me. There you go. We'll wait for her to be ready to come back. Oh, there she is. You ready?
I think she's trying to make herself the big picture. Why aren't you making yourself the big picture, Kelly?
I was trying, and when I go to solo, it won't let me because Nancy and I are both logged in as you.
Oh, how do I?
well,
Wait,
Here,
can
what
I
if
just
we
put
do
you in here?
There we go.
Okay.
What about that one? And then there you go.
Can you see this? Can y'all see?
Yes.
If you know Salt Bay, that's Salt Bay. This is the $300 burger. I didn't pay for dinner, by the way.
I'm assuming that.
It was awful and so good at the same. And then afterwards, my sister and I stopped to take a picture with him, and he puts his arm around me and asks me if I have a boyfriend. I was so embarrassed. The look on my sister's face was like, so good. So yeah, shout out to the $300 burger covered in gold foil. Ridiculous.
Wow.
That was the highlight of my week for sure.
Just something outside of our normal, right? Just our playtime. Our playtime. I say mine was actually, there's been a bunch, but did the 4-hour show with Tim and Brian on Saturday for the 150th episode, was sleeping like 4 hours a night, if that, and just abandoned all sense of, time and sort of vanity, and was putting it all out there. But, on Sunday, Tim was saying something like, when do we get to do the next one? And we kept joking with him that he was addicted to the 4-hour. And of course, within, I don't know, I'm going to say an hour, and it probably was 15 minutes. Brian's like, I have an idea. And we're, oh my gosh, like we're doing it again. And we just started cracking up with one another, and he kept taking these videos, and we were trying to get through them. And it was just good, fun, tired, like ab hurting laughter. And you're just that like punch drunk and everything tickles you. Your face hurts and you don't feel like you can smile enough, like your face is not big enough to hold it. And that was really great after being exhausted and putting the work in to have that moment together. And then there's been a couple this week. I mean, it's, the cat that just came by and stood here with her nose in my face, like just her tail in my face, like just, that's where you're going to stop. Really? That's it. And it's my little girl reminding me that like, hey, I'm here. I need your attention too. And just those things make me smile. The connections in the little ways are as important to me as the big ones. So that was my good ab hurting laugh on Sunday. And, doing things that I feel passionate about and I know are bringing about really good things. That's always tickle me, Timmy. Oh gosh. Yeah, I have to watch my words. Anyway, how about Jen? Did you share
I did not yet.
your giggle moment?
My giggle moment. I don't know if I'd call it a giggle moment. But it's definitely the best moment for me in the last week. So I had a colleague reach out to me we're in the firm group together. And she reached out just saying, Jen, I've been seeing all your posts. I see all you're doing. And can you have a conversation with me? I'm trying to get I'm really interested in doing something for a nonprofit and getting something going for kids. And we talked for just over an hour, and just hearing her, she went from discouraged and unsure and what should I do to the end of the conversation, just feeling like she saw the possible and she saw okay, here's how I have ideas, and seeing what she can bring to the community here in the Dade County area. And to me, that lightens me up. That's my joy, is just being able to see someone go from that uncertainty of themselves to be able to see, okay, here's actually the things that I can do to start making progress towards what I want. And being on the show on Saturday was just fun for 5 minutes.
Yeah, we hustled, and of course we're doing it again Friday night. There it is. Yeah, we're doing because why stop when you're already sleep deprived? Who needs sleep anyway? Has been my favorite hashtag. But it's for such a great cause. Like, come back, you guys, join us. And if you're in the comments, join us live. Join us in the comments. It's for Red Nose Day, which is, it's bringing awareness and raising funds to end, child poverty. No child should have to worry about where their next meal is, or a roof over their head, or, so many other adult things. And so it's all about fun and positivity, and it fits perfectly into, what Brian, Tim, and I do, how Brian leads and we follow. So we're doing it again, because why not? I know, I realized, I think, but it was Wednesday that I have a show Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this week. So yes, nuts. Exactly, Kelly. I saw it.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It doesn't happen every week, and the reasons that it's happening are good, and it feeds my soul. It really does. I may end up physically exhausted, but energetically, I'm never better.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mike.
I have no clue. There's
What moment
it's
that
been a
made
very
you,
interesting week. That made me what?
pick one moment. Great moment. Come on, I can think of like 3.
That's what I was thinking.
I can think of one thing.
I can't even think. I can't even think right now. My brain is just on overload. because there was extreme highs and lows this week, and at the end of the day, it's just an amazing week. Like, I mean, I don't. Looking back since last Thursday, I don't have a single complaint about anything. I just don't. I mean, everything is happening exactly as it's meant to, and I'm just getting out of the way. And I'm literally out of the way, and I'm not trying to force anything. I'm not trying to push it. I'm not trying to be consumed by it. I'm not trying to be overwhelmed by anything. And for me, that's a miracle. Like, that in itself is a miracle. The fact that I'm just, allowing after months and months of not understanding Mark, no matter how hard he tried. I don't know. I mean, I had 3 nights in a row without the kids. I left the hotel when the next day 3 people there got shot there and killed. There's lots of great things that have happened. I mean, and then there was the extreme lows with my son and what he went through. Then there was, Sid crying, falling asleep on me because she felt safe and crying herself to sleep last night. There was amazing conversations every step of the way and dealing with the people that I love and that are close to me, and, just being and allowing myself to just be whoever I am at that moment and accepting myself with that. I can't list one moment because to me it's everything. Not a single thing that I, don't appreciate from this week. And yes, I cheated. And yes, Sid did say that she loved you. Yes.
Isn't that the best? Just
Oh my
wait
God.
for the Sydney hug. Just
Oh,
wait.
I've been hearing about this. I heard you were tackled.
Yes.
Oh my goodness!
I closed the door in her face.
Nonstop.
Didn't
Just
have to open it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was real good. She yeah, that was fun. Oh yeah, I need sleep too, Kelly. It's not a matter of needing sleep. Definitely need sleep, but what were we
I don't know.
saying
I've been up
earlier?
since 3:30. I've been up since 3:30, and I'm good to go. I could probably stay up for a couple more days at the rate I'm going right now.
Well, you drink enough espresso to make that happen, so that doesn't surprise me at all.
I didn't have my nightly can though. I've had 6 bottles of water since I'm home. I'm surprised I haven't had to take a pee break yet.
Good.
Well, that's because you're so dehydrated from the caffeine, honestly, Mike.
I'm beyond dehydrated. Like, that doesn't even cover what my kidneys feel right now.
Well, then keep drinking water. Of course, keep drinking that water. The other stuff, the caffeine doesn't count.
Yes, it does. Coffee comes from water.
We can debate this another time.
Well, I mean, okay, so there's 2 moments that I want to celebrate right now. One is that Cap decided when his show is going to start.
Yay!
And
Why are we
Jen
not hearing
decided
about
when,
Yay.
And Jen decided when her show was going to start.
Why did we
Yay!
hear about that?
You're sure? You're sure?
It's already in the calendar. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
They got the calendar invite. That means it's official.
It's not in my calendar, so come on. Fill it.
Go ahead, Cap.
Tuesday.
Tuesday, what time?
What time do we say, Mike? I think it's at 8:30 my time.
7:30.
8:30
Yeah, 8:30 your time.
8:30 my time.
Is that 5:30 my time? Right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Tuesday at 7:30 Central.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, now I'm confused. Did somebody tell me what time it is my time?
You're Pacific, so 5:30.
Thank you.
Oh.
Know your stress. Laugh at the things that, you know.
Math is hard. It's my favorite thing to say. Math is hard.
Math is hard. Yeah, math is hard.
My internet is so bad tonight.
Okay, Jen, what about your show? What day and time is your show? I know, but I want you to announce it.
I'm frozen, so I don't know if you guys can still hear me, but I'm on.
We can hear you.
We can
Okay,
hear.
good. 7 on Wednesday.
7 Central, so 5. Nancy, your
Thank you.
Kelly's the Nancy translator, time translator.
Usually I have to ask Alexa, so I appreciate it.
It's
I think I'm just getting better at time changes because I'm always in a different time zone.
Maybe you bounce around. It's definitely possible. I'm happy.
Same.
I'm happy.
Congrats,
You did
guys. Really exciting that y'all are doing that.
Yeah, you guys, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Definitely
Well-
tag in promos because your amplification team is here.
Yep.
Everybody's decided there's not enough Mike lives in a week, so we're just going to keep adding.
Gosh, when are you going to fall down?
I don't know. Not tonight. That much I promise.
It's not about promising me. It's about taking care of yourself.
That's right.
You can't take care of all these people
That's right.
if you're not taking care of yourself.
Yes. Yes. Very good point.
I went to bed early last night.
So on
maybe
that note, what is your favorite self-care thing that you do? What is your favorite thing that you do for self-care?
Just one? We can just name one?
No, okay, name as many as you want. I was just thinking favorite, but whatever.
Favorite.
My favorite felt to him. Oh man, my favorite self-care thing to do is actually nothing. So for the longest time, I was searching for like my self-care thing. Like, what is it that I'm going to do for self-care? Like needing something like to be actively doing, whether it be, oh, I get my nails done, I do yoga, I meditate. Like one of the best things I recognize is that some of my greatest self-care is really just doing nothing, allowing myself to do nothing.
I love that.
That's good.
Yeah. I have a couple. But if I had to pick one, it would be nature and just going for walks, going on hikes, literally hugging a tree. I mean, just being part of everything that nature is my favorite. When I wake up depleted or when I just in the afternoon, just going for a walk can completely reset my day.
Yeah, there's something beautiful about being with nature. It reminds you of the bigger picture.
Yep. Sure
For me, at least, it reminds me that I'm part of a much bigger plan, a much bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Or we can all stare at each other. Jaris, you could go next.
I wanted to go last, but I'll go next because that's something that I'm working on, y'all. I mean, y'all got me again. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've been so used to taking care of everybody, going with the flow that when I do get time to figure out what it is that I want to do, I don't know. I think to give an answer, I got like a platform that I made outside, like a private area. I can, set up by myself and kind of gather my thoughts, look at the stars or whatever the case may be. But I don't know. That's something I'm getting back around to, taking care of myself. I know. Well, I can say like that time, the 2 or 3 weeks ago, that Thursday, I kind of went out and hung out, but I don't really take care of myself as far as having fun. I mean, that's something that I'm working on.
Can you give yourself credit for this 90 minutes a week being part of your self-care?
Yeah, I will.
Because this is definitely part of my self-care.
You sound like a genius, man.
Yeah. I'm brilliant because of you, Jaris.
So good.
I love that you take notes, man. You are like the purest heart, the most humble being.
But I think that's what, I'm gonna let everybody else go. Then I'll get back to that. Go ahead, Kelly. Yeah, I mean Mike, one of y'all. Everybody else.
Somebody else, hurry, quick.
Bath time.
Mm.
It just is like a recharge for me.
I wish I had
Take a bath a day if I'm at home. If there's a bathtub, I'm in it.
My bathtub isn't big enough.
That's a good one.
5'8" in an average bathtub is not a fun thing.
I'm 5'9" and some, but I have a huge bathtub, so.
All right, well, I'm going to be Kelly when I grow up.
Come over.
Exactly. Yeah, I might turn up.
Come on.
Mike, are you talking to us or are you talking to a kid? Because you're muted.
Kid.
No, to a kid. Okay. Got kids going on.
All right, we can, Jaris, you can finish what you were saying while we wait on Mike.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're extra special tonight, guys. Sorry. They're really sugared.
No problem.
I am muted.
No, now you're
They're just extra sugar. And I had like back-to-back calls until getting on this. So I'm just kind of still processing everything that's happened the last 4 hours of my life. And I'm kind of overwhelmed because I'm not used to things just actually being good or great or amazing. So it's still weird. Self-care, for me, it's my morning time. It's the time that I give myself in the morning. Usually it's about 2 hours before I get the kids up, whether it's meditating, exercising, writing, gratitudes, journaling. It's that 2 hours that I get of quiet to start my day. On average, sometimes it's 3. Like today I was up at 3:30, so it was 2.5, 3. It's that time that I give to myself, right? I mean, I'm a single dad of 3. It's not like I'm obviously getting much time any other way. So that's my best self-care is that. And the fact that I have a lot of patience. That might be the most amazing trait that I have.
It's a great trait to have.
But other than that, it's one I never had before March 5th of last year.
You always had
It was
it.
acquired.
No, you always had it. You just didn't have to call on it the way you do now.
Yep.
Right, Jaris, we are coming back to you. You know that, right?
No, please don't go back.
Don't come back. Don't come back. I mean, we can skip it until you're ready, but that seems silly.
Well, I mean, y'all, I just know, my birthday's coming up, right? And I want to go to Miami and this and that. And my brother was asking me, he said, well, if I can't go to Miami because they can't go, what did I want to do? And I just was stuck because I'm like, okay, I don't know. Like, what do I do for fun? Like, I'm having to relearn who I am. I mean, I'm growing and evolving. Things that I used to like, I don't like anymore. I don't want to be associated with the people that I used to associate with. So it's like, for a long time, I used everybody else's voice and what everybody else thought was fun to, I was happy with it. But now I'm kind of like, having to find my own way, and kind of scary to admit because I don't know.
What an opportunity.
Yeah, it is.
It's
I've been there.
Yeah, same.
I've been there.
Yep.
So when y'all were there, how did you get out of there?
It's a really good question.
Yeah.
I did things
So
that
I had a
Go, Kel. Nope, you go.
I had a similar thing for my birthday this year. Very similar. I didn't want to do the normal thing, right? I no longer wanted to like go out and party and whatever. That wasn't me anymore. I had this newfound appreciation for meditating and this Kundalini yoga. And so instead of doing the normal thing, I embraced who I was and the things that my new whoever I was developing into. And I decided to invite people into that, right? And say, this is what I'm enjoying now. Y'all come join me here, right? And not everybody came. And I did like an online Kundalini class on my birthday. And like probably less than half of the people that I invited came. But it felt true to me, right? So when you're saying like you don't even know what to do, and that's part of what you're discovering. Like part of it is you're figuring out what you like and what you enjoy. But what makes you different now, aside from the fact that you don't want to do those things anymore? What is it that you do want to do? And then invite people to join you there. Don't feel pressured to do what everybody else wants to do. It's your birthday.
Thank you.
That's brilliant, Kelly.
Because the best thing that could happen out of that, I mean, my goal was that somebody else would learn to love it as much as I did, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll figure something out.
It'll come.
You'll figure it out.
I mean, I kind of like know what I want to do. I want to like, because I don't party. I've never had a birthday party since I was, grown. My mom used to do it when I was a child, but I think probably like 9, maybe 10 years old. That was my like last like birthday party. I really want to have like a birthday party, like the cake, family, the food, the whole nine, because that's something that, as a child, we weren't as fortunate to do that. So my mama, she baked the cake when she could, but it's like, I want to have a real party. I want to celebrate. I do want to go to Miami, but I'm looking at it. I don't want to go by myself. So, that'll suck. So I'm like, just throw like a real birthday party.
It sounds like a great birthday.
Online too.
Well, then I can make it if I'm invited.
Jizz still frozen. She's been frozen half the show.
Can you still hear me though?
Yes,
we can hear you.
Fabulous.
Your eyes are closed.
I know.
You're looking very meditative right now.
Yeah, just start holding a meditative pose. So maybe next time it freezes, you'll
be in your meditative pose.
And I'm in the same spot that I'm in every show. So
there you go. But you're back. You're back.
Here's the other thing that I would add. Yes, to everything Kelly had mentioned as well. When I started going through my journey, the first thing that I started asking myself is who I want to be, and what I want my values to be, and how I want to show up for other people, and how I want to show up for me, and who I want to just be for me. Because I realized there were times that I wasn't being who I wanted to be. I was being who I think other people wanted me to show up as. It's a horrible way to live, if you look at it. And that has been really my North Star of staying true to just who I want to be as a person. And that's been the most growthful for me of anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense, y'all. Yeah. So what is it? I mean, I don't want to feel like nothing. I know nothing's wrong with me, but it's like, what is it? Am I like maturing? Am I growing up? Am I going through a phase? I mean, I'll be 36, so
you're growing. You're awakening. You're awakening.
You're doing all that. You're growing. You're finding yourself. You are honoring who you are. You are, you're finding what matters.
So I don't need to be concerned or worried.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think it's an opportunity.
So I can look at it as an opportunity.
Absolutely.
Show up how I want to show up for me, because I show up how others want me to show up every day. It's almost a natural thing, but I want to show up how I want to show up for me, for myself. And I think why not on my birthday? What better day to do it than? Then y'all keep me in line though. Don't let me get too far, out of bounds.
All right, Jaris. You say when and where, and we're going to celebrate however you want.
Yeah, I want to celebrate. I just want to have a good time. Somebody saying happy birthday. I want some gifts. I mean, this is stuff like, I don't care if a stranger say, look, hey, today's my birthday in the store. I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to buy whatever you were buying. I've been like this my whole life, but I really didn't get too many gifts coming up.
You sound like you're honoring your inner child, Jaris.
Yes.
Like you're giving that kid, right?
So cool.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. Cool. Unapologetic. Be unapologetic.
I think I deserve, allowing and deserving, finding the balance. But I will say, y'all, I don't mind looking out for people. I don't mind giving gifts. It's something I don't think about. But when it comes to me, I just never, we weren't privileged like that. We had each other, we had love and all that kind of stuff. But I like gifts, and it feels good to say that. I like gifts, and I'm gonna make sure that be known.
I love it.
Just gotta make sure I have your address in Amazon. Just make sure I have that, and you're good to go.
What's the date?
It's okay to say gifts.
April 11th, but I didn't. Y'all got to think like as a kid, watching my parents, struggle. I was mature enough at an early age. I wouldn't ask for anything because I knew we didn't have it. And I would get mad at my brothers and sisters when they would ask. I mean, I can remember like 7 years old, like, don't go ask mom for this. We don't have enough money. I just was self-aware at a younger age, but I'm like, now, we're not like that. We're not in that tight position. I'm not going to ask for like a brand new Bentley or anything like that, but I want to enjoy myself.
Manifest that Bentley, Jaris. Manifest that Bentley.
Yeah. I'm saying. And we don't have to feel bad about wanting gifts. We're not people who are, necessarily monetarily centered or, thing centered, but it doesn't mean that we don't like to be thought of and get that gift and, open that box and feel that joy or whatever it is.
Yeah, I just want to be thought of,
Yeah, exactly. Well, I have to make sure I have your mailing address. You know how much I love to send. So. Your birthday happens to be on a Sunday, and I'm feeling that I could probably convince one Mike P. That we have a show on Sunday evenings, that we could use it as a birthday party platform.
I don't want y'all to go out of y'all way.
Oh, shut up.
Well, but we don't want to pressure. If you're having an all-out birthday party in person somewhere, you don't have to. This is about Jaris.
Yes.
So if you want to do your, birthday party in person with family during that time, no pressure.
I think what I'm going to do, I got a couple, days to work on it, but I'm going to really put some serious thought into it because I'm ready to be 36 years old and I never, even, turning 21, turning 18, I didn't do anything, special.
Love it.
Yes.
Well, Sunday evening, 5 o'clock me time. Can't math it out for the rest of you.
7 Central.
Kelly can help you with that. But Mike, I'm speaking for both of us. If that's space that you would like to celebrate you, I'd be honored.
Okay. I'll get back with y'all because I'm gonna really plan something special for myself. I might just make a whole list of everything I want to do and just see how it unfolds. I don't know. I'm gonna do something
more than one party, dude.
Yeah, or a progressive party.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. Yeah. What you think, Jen?
I love it. I think you should do everything that's on your heart this birthday.
Yes.
All right. Now, I'm going to tell everybody my safe space told me to do.
We're going to hold you accountable. We're going to hold you accountable. A full day of Jaris And what does that look like? And then you can just invite everybody and see who shows up to what.
So can I get a week?
Yes. Well, ask next week what you're doing for your birthday.
Gotcha.
And you'll share as much as you know at that time.
Perfect.
Yep.
And I want to request that something be virtual. At some point, we celebrate your birthday virtually. It doesn't have to be on the day, but at some point, some portion.
I like the Sunday idea because I remember, I forget what we were doing one day. And y'all were like, come on. And I'm like, no, guys, I'm not in the state to get on camera. And y'all like, no, come on. And I had the most amazing time sitting in that car. And Raquel was like, oh, what you had to drink? And I said, well, I just had 2 Coronas.
I remember
like,
that.
Yeah, okay. There ain't no way 2 Coronas.
Nancy's birthday. That was Nancy's birthday, a Friday.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
That's when I had
never forget that moment, y'all.
in the show, and everybody showed up.
That's great. Yes.
Yeah, Reggie was there with us. I would never, ever forget that.
That was awesome. And for what it's worth, it was my 48th birthday, Jaris, and it's been my best so far.
So that sounds like we got to put something together there.
Just keep celebrating you and allow the people around you who love you to celebrate you.
That's right.
Right, it's almost 9:00.
Okay. No, it's almost 7:00.
It's 7:00. Okay.
It's almost 10:00.
Wow.
Love you all.
Yeah. I mean, I know you all feel my heart, so I don't need to say anything. And for everyone who shows up and spends this time with us, know how appreciated you are. Know what a difference it makes to us that you're here with us, and that you show up and support and share your love and all that amazing energy that you put toward us and share with us every Thursday when you show up. Thank you.
We feel it.
Totally. And to my misfits, you can take the words right from my heart.
Ditto that.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you all.
Bye.